I honestly believe that people that live in reality and accept the world for what it is, they have an easier time at life. People that live in la la land, meaning they expect the world to be right, fair, or the way they expect it to be, those are the people that typically run into difficulties, right? So, this topic is going to be a little bit sensitive for a lot of people. We're going to be talking about partners and the type of partners you pick and the chances that they're going to cheat on you. Give, for example, you have a woman and she dates a guy who's a 8 or above. Now remember, the scale is from 1 to 10, and this guy is a 8 or above or higher. The chances of that guy being faithful to you is going to be very slim. The reason for that is because men per okay, I got to put this very politically correct. Men partake in in that particular activity, and it doesn't have to be an emotional connection there, right? So if you're dating a guy and he's an 8 or higher and he has all of these other women, giving him attention and throwing themselves at him, the chances of him being faithful is going to be very slim because he can partake in that particular activity and have no emotional connection to those women. And not saying that he doesn't want to be with you or he doesn't love you, is just men are driven by their lower half more than women are. And not all men, right? And I'm not saying men cannot be faithful at all, but men are more driven by their lower half than women are. Now, let's take the opposite, right? And you say you're a guy and you date a woman who's a 8 or higher. Yes, she's going to get the same amount of attention, but if she's a woman who is not seeking attention, she can be completely faithful and loyal to you, and cheating never crosses her mind. Now, here's a little bit of that twist to it, right? If it's a woman who is seeking attention, meaning she's carrying herself, exposing herself, and she's looking for attention, she has a little bit more tendencies like a male, meaning she's more driven by her lower half or driven by attention or the need to partake in certain or particular activities. So, therefore, the chances of her being faithful is going to be very slim as well. Not saying that all women that dress provocatively or show off their bodies are cheaters or incapable of being um, faithful, but it's just when we look at uh, the chances of that person being completely loyal and faithful, or the chances are very slim that they're going to be faithful because people that are seeking attention, um, they're seeking attention outside their relationship. The chances are they're more than likely going to cheat. Same thing like with a guy. You see a guy who's, he's getting the flashy cars, he's doing the things that attract people of the opposite sex, and he's married and he has a family. Chances are he's looking for attention, he's going to cheat. And it's the same thing that applies to women as well. Once again, not saying all men cheat, men are incapable of being faithful, not saying all women who wear provocative outfits are cheaters and incapable of being faithful, but the chances are that they're more than likely going to cheat. And this is the reality of things. And if you accept that reality for what it is and you really look at the numbers and the statistics and you just use basic common sense, you'll be like, if you're a woman and you're going after the Chad that every other woman wants, I mean, what are you going to expect? You're going to be with that person. You either got to sit there and say, I've got to really, vet this person to make sure that this person's not going to cheat, nor if and if you're a dude and you're going after this girl who's dressing provocative and showing off her body everywhere, well, I'm putting it like this: you can't be surprised if that person steps out because that person's already shown you that they're an attention seeker. And this is why you have like these podcasters out here, like you have this group of women podcasters that are bashing men, and you have this group of male podcasters that are bashing women, and or they're talking about people changing. And these male podcasters who are bashing women, they're talking about the women that are only fan models or strippers and doing that. But yet the way they word it is kind of like they're applying it to all women. But here's the thing: if those women choose to do it, then those women are probably not looking for serious relationships or don't care to have relationships. So leave them be. Don't judge them. Don't pass your judgment on them. Let them live their lives, you know? And it's the same thing with the women that are bashing men. You cannot get with a guy who has, you know, three baby mamas, or, or is out there, cheating and doing all kind of things, and then or is an obvious player, and get upset because you gave him your all, you were the perfect girlfriend or the perfect wife, and he still cheated. A cheater is a cheater. That is what it is. Just because you're nice to someone and you do for someone, that doesn't mean that person has to be or is going to be loyal to you. It's not right. It's not fair. But that's just the way it is. This is just something that needed to be said.